another cooking recipe, so it's another come cook with me. I'm going to make a sponge pudding. This is a golden syrup sponge pudding. You can put jam or you could have maple syrup, but as I say, I'm making a golden syrup sponge. So once again, with a little bit of a difference, I'm also cooking this one in the slow cooker, the same as I did the banana bread. If you haven't seen the banana bread one, I will link it in the cards up here or here somewhere, so that you can go on over and see that recipe if you want. So what I have done so far is I've got my ingredients ready. I've got 175 grams of self-raising flour already measured out, 175 grams of butter, and in here 175 grams of caster sugar. And then I've got 3 eggs and a lemon because I want the zest of the lemon. So you need to get yourself your bowl, you need to grease your bowl ready. Right, so now let's get on with putting it all together, shall we? Oh, just to add also, my slow cooker is here and I've already got it heated up to the high temperature, so that once everything's all brought together and I put it all in my little pudding basin, I can put it in here, and it's a bit like preheating your oven. It's all going to be ready to go to start cooking. Okay, right, I'm just going to lower you down so that you can see how it all comes together. I'm going to be making this in my KitchenAid. You can just do it by hand, you can do it in obviously any mixer, hand whisk, anything you want to use or do. I just happen to have a KitchenAid, so that's what I'm doing it in. Right, okay, let's get cracking, shall we? Right, so I'm going to put, first of all, the butter into my food mixer. It's quite soft. I've had it out of the fridge for a little while just to make sure it's soft. And then I'm adding my sugar to it. Just going to add some zest of the lemon. Right, so that's all in the mixer now. Now I'm going to bring all this together until it's light and fluffy. So I'm just going to lower down my mixer, and then I'm just going to start it on the low speed. Turn it up a little bit now. Right, that's all light and fluffy now. So what I'm going to do is, 3 eggs have to go into this, so I'm going to add 1 egg at a time. So I'm just going to go in with my first egg. Now with the 3rd egg going in. And whisk again. So this is what it looks like in the mixing bowl. This is the consistency. I'll just put on like a little whisk so that you can see how easily that's flowing and whisking. Okay, so that's the consistency for now. So now I'm going to go in and add my flour. So I'm just going to put it in little by little, but all of it will be going in at this stage. Sorry if you can hear the washing machine. I tend to just pop a little tea towel over it just when it starts to do the first whisk. That just stops the flour going everywhere. And finally, you add 2 tablespoons of milk, because it is a batter as opposed to like a cake mix. It's more of a batter. And then give that the last mix. So I've got my well greased pudding basin here, and I'm just going to add some golden syrup. I've got just the squeezy one. Usually around about 3 tablespoons is enough, but I'm just guessing it. There we go. We like the golden syrup, so it doesn't matter if there's too much in there. There can never be too much in there. Right, lift this up. Right, and this is now all going into my bowl. It's absolutely tipping down with rain. It's been lovely all morning, and all of a sudden, flipping around starts raining. There we go. So I'm just going to give it a little bit, even it out a little bit on the top. You don't have to worry because it will all be fine. I've got clean hands, so just scrape off that last incy wincy bit. Waste not, want not, right? Right, then I like to take some tin foil and some grease-proof paper or parchment. And then I do give it a little bit of extra butter on the top so it doesn't stick. So I'm just giving it a little smear of extra butter on the top. I like to make my pleat so that as it rises, there's room for it to expand in here. And then I'll just scrunch it all around. You can trim that off if you want to. You don't need to. It just really looks a little bit prettier if you trim some of it off. So I'll just trim a little bit off, but you don't need to do this. But to be honest, by doing it in the slow cooker, you don't have the water sort of splashing everywhere. So as long as you've got your little pleat here, you've got your pleat there, so that it can expand and grow. That is basically it. Right, so I've got my slow cooker here. It's been on high for the whole of the duration that I've actually been making this pudding. So I'm just going to add some water to the bottom of it. It can be hot, it can be cold, it really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to add some water. I'm adding it from the kettle just because I've got water in there to hand. So I'm just popping some water in there now. And you want about maybe 4 or 5 centimetres of water in the bottom, and then you literally just pop your pudding in like that. Now when I made the banana loaf, because that didn't have anything on the top of it at all, like the foil or anything, I actually covered the top of the slow cooker in a clean tea towel and then put the lid on, because obviously the condensation that goes up onto the top of the lid, the underside of the lid would then drop down onto whatever you're making. But with this one, it doesn't matter because of course the top is covered. So, lid is going on. I'm going to set my timer for 4 hours because that's how long it really needs to be in here. And I mean, you can just get on and do other things. You could go out. Everything you normally do when you've got food in a slow cooker, you can still carry on doing now. You haven't got to constantly watch your pan or anything to make sure it doesn't boil dry. If you feel you haven't put enough water in it, then from time to time you can just have a little check, I suppose, and you know, you can check it just to see and top it up. But I think sort of sort of 4, 5, 6 centimetres usually is enough. It's normally fine. But yeah, I'm going to leave that now on high for 4 hours, and I'll come back and I'll show you what it's like when it's all cooked. And I take it out of the sponge basin and I see all that lovely gooey golden syrup just sort of running down the sides. Yum, yum. And then I'm going to be making a custard, a homemade custard to go with it. Right then guys, I'm going to make the custard now. So what I've got is, I've measured out 600 mils of milk. This is semi-skimmed milk. So that's just going straight into the saucepan. That noise you can hear is my dog. She's talking to me. I don't have any vanilla pods, but I do have some vanilla extract. So I'm just going to use some of that and just pop a little bit into the milk. There we go. Now I'm going to pop it onto the stove just to bring it to a very gentle boil. So in this bowl here, I'm going to pop in 2 tablespoons of caster sugar. Sugar here, and I'm doing 2 tablespoons of caster sugar. There we go. 1 tablespoon of corn flour. To that I have got the yolks of 4 eggs. That's going in with the flour and the sugar. Right, so just going to beat all of this together to give this a nice whisk. It's done in absolutely no time at all. I mean, look, it's done. Look, all done. Okay, I'm just going to go check my milk now. Turn that heat up a little bit now, just to bring it up to the boil. Now I'm watching it. Right, okay, we're at a very gentle boil now. So that's going off. And ladle by ladle, I will be adding this to my mixture and mixing it like this, as you can see. Let me just turn you a little bit. There you are, you can see it a bit better now, can't you? Let's move that. So another ladle full. And give it a mix. This is such an easy way, guys, to make fresh custard. If you haven't got any custard in, or you haven't got any custard powder, or if you really just want to have homemade custard, this is a really easy way. And most of us have got the ingredients in. Most of us have got eggs, we've got corn flour, we've got sugar. And like me, if you haven't got a vanilla pod, then you just use vanilla extract. Just keep going like that, because I don't want it to split, which is why I'm doing it slowly like this. Obviously I don't want the eggs to split at all. If by any chance it does split, you can just strain it, just, you know, put it through a little sieve and just take off all those lumps and just carry on, and it should be okay. I'm not one for thinking, oh, I've got to start all over again. It's not like we're in a cooking competition, is it? I've probably got 2 ladles left. But it is important that you just take this bit sort of slowly. It is definitely worth doing this bit, you know, properly. Right. So I've got the tiniest bit left in the saucepan, which is probably half a ladle full. That I am not bothered about now, because I'm going to add all of this. Get used to that. I'm going to add this mixture back in to my saucepan. Pack it in. There we go. And I'll return it to the heat. And I'm just going to keep stirring this with the whisk. Probably 10-15 minutes, maybe not that long, it really depends, but you want it to go nice and thick. Right, okay, so it's now just come up to the boil. I don't know, the lighting's really bad at the moment, but you can see it's getting thicker just because of the way, if I move it from the side of the pan, look, you can see it's starting to thicken up now. Right, okay, so I've taken off the top. Can you see all of the syrup that's just dripping down the sides there? Looks scrummy yum. And now the custard is going into the jug. Here we go then, so this is the golden syrup sponge pudding. You can see all the lovely syrup there, and it's soaked all the way through. And then here you've got my homemade egg custard, and now I'm just going to dish it up. How big, like that? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Tell me when you've got enough. Yeah. How delicious does this look? So yummy. I'm just about to go and get myself tucked into this. And so there we have it. So this is my golden syrup sponge pudding and some homemade egg custard to go all over the top of it. If you have enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more. If you've got anything that you'd like me to try and cook, then just comment down below and I'll try to do that for you. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye.